So whether it's paying taxes on your business or paying additional insurance premiums, business owners hate audits, either way you look at it. I don't know many people who do like audits. But in this short episode, we're going to explain why the audit is a major part of a commercial insurance policy. So we're going to use work comp as an example, the work comp policy. It really is kind of the same as taxes. I mean, class codes are assigned based on what your employees do. The insurance company will assign a base rate per $1,000 of payroll, and then this allows for a base premium to be established. So let me give you an example of how that works. In the real world, you hire a receptionist. She's going to do basic tasks, answer the phone, to typing on the computer, to passing along messages, to making sure coffee is ready to go. Her exposure, her rate is extremely low. Whereas if you compare to a full-time body shop mechanic who's working on putting cars back together, who's under the lifts, who's removing damaged components, replacing components, welding, whatever the case may be to put a car back together, there's a lot more exposure there. So in theory, that person's going to have a higher exposure than the receptionist. So now you have to consider, if you're adding or removing employees, how does that affect what I pay for my work comp premium? Now, understand how it's rated. Think of how the exposure goes up with more employees and would naturally go down with less employees. And there are three factors that can cause that premium to change throughout a policy cycle. So the first factor is going to be payroll. If you have more payroll, that changes. If you have less payroll, that changes. So the second factor is going to be the rate that the insurance company charges for that class code. Okay, that's going back to our receptionist being in a different class code than the body shop mechanic. And lastly, the third major component is what's called an experience mod. Now, that obviously gets adjusted not so much mid-cycle, but that can have a factor when it does come to audit time. So your experience mod, but that's more of your loss history, whether it's good or bad. That's going to show the history that you have with your workman's comp policy with that company. A good commercial insurance agent is going to meet with you more than just once a year, especially if you're growing your business. We keep talking about that because really people that are new to business insurance, that's the direction they generally go. They grow. So if someone comes to me and says, I landed a huge job and I've got to add 4 or 5 employees, let's adjust that now. Let's adjust it now so that at the end of the year, you don't get this big surprise and this big audit that you've got to back pay all those people you added on. But let's also flip that around. Let's let the insurance company know now if maybe you had 2 people retire or somebody left, or unfortunately you had to let somebody go. That would work in your favor where the premium would be less. So why wait for that when you could alleviate it now? As always, make sure to click follow and like our videos. And until next time, thank you for watching.